Hello, everyone. My guest today is Shekar Raman. He is basically the founder of a company called Birdzi, which we're going to jump into here today. He's got a master's in electrical engineering with a focus in digital signage processing and pattern recognition. He worked as a research engineer developing machine learning algorithms for DNA sequence classification on the Human Genome Project in the early 90s. Then as a software engineer at Bell Labs in the speech recognition group before moving on to data center technologies. He founded Birdzi to help shoppers find products in a supermarket, inspired by an idea that his 11-year-old daughter had. Shekar, you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely, Nathan.
All right. So you give your 11-year-old 50% equity in the company, right?
We're still negotiating.
There you go. Go figure. All right. So what is Birdzi doing? How do you make money?
So first correction, we pronounce it Bird's Eye.
Bird's Eye, okay.
The intention was, of course, to help shoppers find products in the supermarket. So give them a bird's eye view of the store. Of course, we don't want to confuse it with the frozen food company, and hence the change in the spelling. But Bird's Eye today, we started off really funny. After my idea for my daughter, I sat at lunch one day at my previous employer, and Frank and I were talking, and I threw this idea out at him, and he says, Shekar, let's do it. And I was like, are you sure? And that's kind of how we started down the journey. Never owned a business in retail, never did anything with supermarkets, technology guy. And I just felt that I was solving a problem that a lot of shoppers had at supermarkets, because they always felt that somehow the grocers were placing products so that it was kind of always a puzzle for you to find out where the stuff was next. And we set out to create a platform to solve that.
So who are you selling to, the consumer or Whole Foods?
We're selling it to the supermarket chains themselves.
Okay.
So we're kind of a B2B2C model. So we provide solutions that then finally find their way into mobile apps that supermarkets put out. And so we're essentially powering the technology, the mapping, the product location, the customer intelligence that are being delivered through mobile apps and websites of these supermarket grocery chains.
So with that in mind, on average, what are one of these customers paying you, per year or per month?
We have a couple of pricing models. Typically, it's a per store per month fee, where we charge them based on the modules that they select from us. It can go anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 per year per store. Okay,
you said $5,000 per year per store?
Correct.
Okay, and then when did you launch the company? Put on a timeline for me.
The idea was 2010. We really went into market late 2014. We were just futzing around and stuff until then. First customer late 2014. Today we're in about 400, growing to about 600 stores across about 6 big regional chains.
You said 6 regional chains?
Yes.
Okay. And if I look at kind of 400 locations times 5,000 again per year, that puts you at about $2 million run rate right now. Is that accurate?
Bang on. So we're a little past that right now.
Yeah, very good. And so where were you if you're at that today, where were you exactly a year ago, just so we can understand growth?
We're at about 129% growth right now, year over year.
Okay.
We're looking to finish this year with about a little over 3, 2019. And next year is looking like another 100% year growth.
So you think you can hit 6 million by December 2020?
That's what we're looking at. Yep.
Are you doing this all bootstrapped?
No. Initially, of course, unfortunately, I was blessed with a pretty strong network of people. So the first couple of million was friends and family, close people who knew me. And then after that, it was really professional investors. And we have one big backing company out of Dallas called RevTech Ventures, who focuses on retail technologies. That's a lead investor in our last round.
Okay, so how much total into the company?
A little over 7 million.
Oh, a little over 7. Okay, good. And that was all equity or any of that kind of debt or convertible note?
Some of it is convertible. Everything is now equity now.
Oh, good. Okay, so it's all
converted. We don't have any outstanding. Yep.
That's great. All converted. And what's the team look like today? How many folks?
So in the U.S., it's funny. Our team grew organically, so it's all people who knew people. So people that I used to work with. So terrific chemistry. And the core team has worked with each other for over 12 years before we started Bird's Eye. So there are 8 people full-time in the U.S., about 5 moonlighting for us, doing specialist jobs. And then we have a team in India. So totally, it's about 26 people.
Okay, 26 folks. And then help me understand some of the economics on this, right? So what does your churn look like annually? And then what does expansion revenue look like across these 6 logos?
So our goal is, to actually help retailers drive personalization to their customers. So the retailers are paying for the platform as a SaaS platform. But ultimately, it's really being opened up to vendors and manufacturers who want to communicate personalized messages or coupons back to shoppers through our platform. And we do a rev share with the retailer. So the longer term growth is driving content through our platform that's being sponsored by vendors and manufacturers. So we start with, let's say, 5,000, but really our trajectory is to grow that 5,000 to about $25,000 to $30,000 per store per year. But that remainder incremental revenue coming from brands participating on our platform.
But if you look at all the stores that signed up for you exactly a year ago, 12 months ago, today is their renewal day. How many of them on average are renewing versus canceling or downgrading?
So we've got a pretty good renewal rate. I'd say upwards of 90%.
Okay, so maximum, worst case, 10% churn. And then that same cohort, you lose 10% of them, but do you expand others in that cohort by more than 10%?
Absolutely. Our customers are constantly always adding new stores or opening new stores, acquiring new chains. So, for instance, this year we've had a couple of our customers who've added in the course of this year over 25 stores.
Okay. So what's average expansion look like? Like 50% year over year or more?
Yeah, we're looking at about 50 to 75% year over year.
Okay, so net revenue retention then is like at 140, something like that?
Yeah. Little over. Yes, little over. I mean, you're obviously terrific with your numbers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a nice business, right? Because you land 6 logos and then it's just become like actual. You could argue that you could build a $10 million business without signing up any new customers. You just need to have a machine to get all of their stores on you.
Exactly. And then, you're absolutely right. Our longer term strategy is, of course, to onboard more and more shoppers on our platform that we get insights into their purchase history and customer intelligence. And ultimately, the data has tremendous value from a syndicated perspective for people who want to understand purchase behavior across the market. Right?
How many monthly active users do all of your apps combined have across all the stores?
So we do a couple of things, Nathan. Apart from just apps, we also deliver emails on behalf of these customers. So we're also doing personalized emails. And today we deliver somewhere over 6 million personalized emails. And when I mean personalized, every email has got unique content for that shopper specific to their purchase behavior.
Is there 6 million unique shoppers, or you hit some of them 4 or 5 times?
No, it's about 4 million unique shoppers across our network.
Okay, that's very good. That's very good. All right. And then talk to me about kind of how aggressive you're being. I mean, are you still burning capital today, or are you back at break even?
We are really close to break even. So next quarter will be our first positive quarter.
Okay. So like you're talking like 10 grand a month you're burning, or 100 grand, or what?
Closer to between 150 and 200.
Okay, that's fair enough. So you think you can close at 150 right now, and in the next quarter be at basically break even?
That's right.
Which brings me to my next question. If you're optimizing to get it towards break even, it means you're preparing for a fundraise so that you have maximum leverage. So how much are you looking to raise?
We're looking to raise 5.
Okay. And why is that the right number?
Well, 2 things. We've got a pretty aggressive roadmap based on our understanding of the market now. We've obviously deeply embedded with our customers. We understand their pain points, and we've identified some key growth areas that we feel we can invest in to expand our offering.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, you obviously have to negotiate this, but in an ideal world, do you hope you can raise this on like a 15, 20 pre minimum?
We're looking at a 25 pre.
Okay, fair enough. So you want to sell like less than, call it 15% of the company.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Fair enough. Do you think you'll get it?
I think so. I think we have some really exciting things that we're working on right now that we're planning on releasing. We're working on a concept called personalized wellness, where we feel today people go into the grocery store with an intention of self-care. They think that food is medicine. And I think that concept is catching a lot of steam. People are careful about what they eat. And I think the biggest problem that people have when they walk into a grocery store is they don't understand what kind of products they're buying. They want grocery guidance in terms of, am I buying the right stuff? Is this going to be good for me? And so we're developing an AI-based platform, which is going to be a mobile app, which allows users to essentially scan a barcode and will tell you if that product is good for you based on your intolerances, dietary needs, and your health conditions or medications that you're taking.
Interesting. All right, very good. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book? Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying? Yeah, some of them are the usual suspects. I'd say the Elon Musks and the Steve Jobs of the world.
But I think one of the ones I really got inspired by, which is the Zoom video that I saw on your YouTube channel, was the Zoom video. It was the Zoom founder,
Eric
right?
Wan,
And I
yeah.
just find it's amazing that you had an industry that was already saturated that somebody came in and disrupted.
Yep.
And I just find,
and he cannibalized his own tool, by the way. Like he created the first market, right. Which is kind of fun. Number 3, what is your favorite online tool for building your company?
I'd have to say LinkedIn and Twitter.
Yeah. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
It used to be 3 to 4 about 2 years ago, but I've realized that I do much better on 7 hours of sleep.
And what's your situation? Married, single? How many kids?
Single, 2 kids, of course. Both my kids now are founders in different companies with me. One with in Birdzi, and another is a social media app that we just launched last month with another daughter.
I love that. All right, and how old are you?
I just turned 50.
50, very good. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
I wish they knew that the world was massive and there's opportunity in every corner. You just got to be looking and curious, and you can make the life you want.
Guys, look around, stay curious. Birdzi, again, they are helping shoppers understand where products are in any grocery store, working with 6 major brands across 400 of their locations, doing about $150,000 per month in revenue. That's up from $68,000 a month a year ago. So 129% year over year growth. They're burning about $150,000 per month right now, but have profitability or break even, at least insights in the next quarter. They raised $7 million, 26 folks on their team, 10% gross revenue churn annually, worst case, 50% expansion, so 140% net revenue retention as they look to scale. Now hoping to raise a $5 million round on hopefully a 25 pre. We'll see how he does. Shekar, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you, sir.